Okay, here we go. Oh shit, background. Okay, hang on, one sec. That's better. Okay. Hello and welcome to this, a special edition of the Two Russells with just one Russell, me, Russell Quirk. And in light of recent news that no less than Angela Rayner MP will be attending and keynote speaking at the forthcoming Propertymark 1 conference in June. I've called in a few favours and I'm delighted to be joined directly from her Ibiza constituency by Angela Rayner MP, very former Deputy Prime Minister and very former Housing Secretary. Angela, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
I
Enthusiasm, great, good. Okay, well, look, thanks. Can I ask you first of all, obviously as a former Housing Secretary, you were very, very vocal in terms of the amount of houses that you were going to build, particularly for needy people, council houses, social housing, and so on. How did that go in your brief tenure?
Well, I mean, I think it went very well. We promised that we would build 1.5 million houses, and I therefore got very, very close to that number. Unfortunately, things happen, don't they? Things happen that are sometimes out of your control.
Like being fired.
Well, yeah, that was a little bit of a well, hang on a second. I resigned.
Oh, right.
I
Yes, of course.
resigned.
My
I
apologies.
did not get fired. Our Kia did not want to fire me. He was very happy with everything I did. I rolled my sleeves up, Russell. I got out there. I put my IVs on. I put my hard hat on, and I got out there. I flattened allotments. I evicted newts and bats and did everything that I needed to do to get them houses built, no matter what. Obviously, people are going to complain because that's what people like to do. But it didn't bother me. I got on with it. Now, our Steve took over from me.
Oh, Steve Reed. Yes,
Yeah,
Steve.
our Steve, who incidentally called me a working class hero at the Us Labour's
Are you
party
sure it was
conference.
Hero? Are you sure that it was Hero, you said?
He said hero, yeah, he did. He defaulted. And which is very nice of him and accurate as well.
Hmm.
He took over, and I mean, he's had a lot going on as our Steve, a lot going on, especially with all of that business with the local elections and that.
Yeah, well, him trying to cancel the local elections, you mean?
Well, it was. I don't think it's that cut and dry, to be perfectly honest. It isn't, but he's had a lot of other things to do. So obviously, the housing has
Well,
been.
so apart from his, you mean, Angela, apart from his specific brief, which is to build 350,000 homes a year, he got distracted by other things, which is why Labour are nowhere near building 350,000 homes a year.
I think he'll catch up. To
Do
be
you?
honest, I think he'll catch up. Yeah, I think he definitely will. I think
Well,
we
but
might have to.
he's only got two sleeves to roll up, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to happen. But
Well,
okay.
look, you can be as cynical as you want to be, but I believe in our Steve. I think he is default the right man for that. I don't think there's going to be any sort of cabinet reshuffling or anything like. I don't
No,
think
I'm
our
sure not.
Kia
Look,
is.
it all seems to be going so well, doesn't it?
It
In
is
terms of the
default. It's going really, really well. So I think
it all is. It all is.
it
So you think that by the time you get to the end of Parliament, which might be sooner than you lot think, that you will actually end up building the amount of houses that you promised the public of Britain that you would build?
well, provided there's nothing like a war that's going to stop things coming to this country, and there might be a little bit of an issue with that, and I hope
A little
that
bit of
that
an
doesn't.
issue, a little skirmish in Iran.
There could, yeah, I mean, if that could change things, and I would say that could, our Rachel will probably be mentioning that as well, that could change the trajectory of how things go for us Labour's, and we may not achieve everything that we set out to achieve, which usually would be the fault of 14 years of Tory failure.
Of
But
course. And you
in
know
this
what? It's
case,
taken you 3 or 4 minutes to mention that.
well, it's important to mention it because we're on the back foot because of that.
Of course, yeah.
But I think if there is, problems in the Middle East, and that is going to have a direct effect on house building, and it is going to slow it down. So we probably.
Sorry. How does a war in Iran, which your prime minister doesn't want and has distanced himself from at a rapid rate of knots, how does a war in Iran stop Steve Reed and your government building enough houses in Britain?
that the passages on the ships that sail on the sea, that the passages may be blocked by Iran and warships
Okay.
could block things, and it could slow things down, and the price of oil is going to go up.
And that'll affect what the amount of bricks that come to Britain that would build the houses that otherwise you definitely would have built.
Defo,
Right.
that would be it. Yeah.
Can we turn our attention? Can we turn our attention to the basket case, which is the Renters' Rights Act, which you specifically were the architect of, Angela, and the fact that that seems to now have driven tens of thousands of landlords out of the sector, creating a massive shortage of rental homes. Are you pleased with that outcome?
I'm very pleased with giving the rights back to the good, decent, hard-working, working class people of the United Kingdom who deserve to be respected in their homes. And I think that it was the right thing to do. I think that the things that we put into place were the right things to put into place. And now people are very happy. Loads of renters have said to me, thanks very much for making me feel safer in my home. And I've said, no, you're very welcome.
So you were buying votes, in effect?
Pardon?
You were buying votes from tenants. You were feathering the nest of tenants to make sure they voted Labour in the future.
No, not at all. No,
What do
no.
what do you think of landlords, Angela? Given that you're famous for the number of houses that you've owned in the past, you're presumably very pro-landlord because you have been one yourself.
Well, they're all rich, aren't they? They've got too much money and not enough sense. And all right, there's some that I like. There is some. I mean, obviously,
Labour MPs like Jas Afghal.
Our Rushanara, for example, who was our anti-homelessness, our homelessness.
Yeah, didn't she get fired for evicting someone from a property?
She did, bless her, but her heart was in the right place. I think it was a little bit of a misunderstanding, to be honest.
The eviction was a misunderstanding.
I think it was a complete misunderstanding. I don't think that people quite understand. There's nuance.
Yeah.
Nuance.
But maybe I just don't know enough about politics to understand these things. I mean,
think you probably don't. I think.
Yeah, like an anti-corruption minister getting, caught up in Bangladesh for corruption, and a transport secretary getting sacked because she fraudulently said that her phone had been stolen. 15.
Just leave our Lou alone. Leave out. There's nothing wrong with our Lou. She's
all good. I guess they're teething problems, Angela. Teething problems, which every government has, right?
Everyone, look what the Tories did. You cannot seriously start slagging off us Labours with all of the sleaze that came from the Tories.
Yeah.
I mean, birthday cake, Russell. Birthday cake. That's all I need to say.
You've got a picture behind you over your left shoulder. Who's that chap next to the lovely James O'Brien? Is that Wahid Ali? Why have you got a picture of Wahid Ali up? Has he presumably donated that jacket to you, did he?
He did, actually, to be honest. This is one of the gifts that I am allowed to take. And he's a lovely lad. He is a lovely
He's got
lad.
no agenda at all. So he's feathered the nest, given donations and Taylor Swift tickets and spectacles and wardrobes galore to the entire front bench of the Labour Party. But he's got no hidden agenda. He doesn't want anything back.
He throws a lovely party as well.
His penthouse, which your boss spends a lot of time in.
Well, yeah, he goes in through the back door occasionally and hangs out with him and stuff. Yeah.
Some of us have heard that rumour. Yeah, some of us have heard that rumour. The real reason I wanted to speak to you now, your agent said that I can't talk to you. He said that I can talk to you about Propertymark 1, which I have to say your attendance at in a couple of months' time, I think it's in June, as keynote speaker, has had very mixed. A mixed welcome, shall we say, from the property industry. So they're hailing you as someone that, from a leadership point of view, can teach the property industry at that Propertymark 1 conference in June an awful lot. What exactly do you think that you can teach estate agents in your keynote address in June, Angela?
Humility, honesty, communication. I mean, being asked to speak at Propertymark 1 was such an honour for me, and I thought that I am a huge fan of Propertymark 1. I think they're absolutely brilliant, and knowing that I can speak to teach them things. And look, if all else fails, I'll do a DJ set, because as you know, I'm very good on the ones and twos, so I can entertain. If they don't want to hear the practical things that I've got to say that might actually help them in their industry, then I'll just do a bit of a
Do
DJ.
you understand, though, why there might be some kind of disquiet from a property industry, given that you were fired? I mean, sorry, you resigned as a housing secretary. You can kind of understand why there might be some kind of an irony, I guess, to your appearance at a property conference.
Well, I can kind of understand that there's probably a lot of reformers and Tories in there that just like to slag me off because I'm an Us Labour's woman. And that's all they ever do is slag off Us Labour's women because they just like to punch down. So if I'm getting any criticism, we know why.
Yeah, so it's not because of competence or anything. It's just because they're reform and you're Us Labours.
Exactly that.
Yeah. So I did promise your agent that I wouldn't ask you anything about stamp duty. But obviously there's a further irony, of course, that you did rather spend a lot of time on the front page of the newspapers a few months ago with regard to the allegation that you had, I mean, should we be kind, Angela, and say that you forgot to pay £40,000 worth of stamp duty on the purchase of your constituency home, which happened to be in Brighton, which is miles away from Westminster, and also your other home up north. I guess what I would have to ask on behalf of the property industry is the huge sum that you're being paid by Propertymark One. Will you now use that to actually pay the stamp duty that you owe the Treasury?
Well, first of all, I did not forget to pay anything. I was given some very dodgy advice. And I have been asked to not name the person who gave me the advice.
Just the conveyance that you're throwing under the bus and blaming.
All I'll say
You're a housing secretary. Shouldn't you know better when it comes to matters of stamp duty?
Listen, the person told me that they had worked for the Bank of England. It says it on their LinkedIn. And so if you're going to take advice off someone, you think, well, I'm taking advice off somebody who knows what they're doing with money. So, yeah, so I took some dodgy advice. There's nothing, it happens. Who doesn't take dodgy advice from time to time? But I'll have you know, I have paid it. Thank you very much. I have paid it now.
And how did you suddenly come up with the money? I mean, is being an MP that lucrative? I mean, given that you're now not earning a minister's salary, you're just a humble backbencher for now.
Well, as you well know, Russell, because it's been all over the news, I am writing a book about my life. I think I'm probably going to call it a Working Class Hero's Journey or something beautiful like that. And I got an advance.
It's pretty humble of you to call yourself a working class hero. I know you said earlier.
Well, Steve calls me a working class hero, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I got an advance for the book, actually. So I've used that to pay off the rest of the stamp duty that I was badly advised about. So there you go. Case closed.
Yeah, okay. So you've paid that back. That's great. So you're looking forward to the Propertymark One conference. I mean, you'll have about 1,000 estate agents sitting in the audience listening to your dulcet tones. We certainly look forward to the pearls of wisdom that you're going to deliver to the assembled property people. Yes, I don't know why it's controversial, Angela, and I'm sure hopefully this last 10 or 15-minute interview would have cleared up exactly why you are absolutely well suited to educate estate agents, as you say. What was it in terms of honesty, communication, and humility? We will look forward to that. Angela Rayner, MP, directly from your constituency, Pasha Nightclub, San Antonio, Ibiza. Thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Well, I'd say it was a pleasure, but that would be a lie, and I'm not prepared to do that anymore. So fair enough. Nice one.
So you admit that you used to lie?
No, I'm just saying that it hasn't been a particularly... Listen, I'm very excited to do my speech at Property Market One. I've been told very good things about Property Market One, and I'm excited to do it. Maybe those estate agents need to learn a little bit of humility, you know, that they are a lot like us politicians, to be perfectly honest.
Which do you think is the least popular, estate agents or politicians?
I would say defo estate agents. I mean, they're unreliable, aren't they?
Unreliable, right? Okay.
They're often late.
Yeah.
quite dishonest. That they fudged the numbers a
But
lot.
you
There's
just
a
called
lot
the
of
audience
fudging
that
of
you're
the
about
numbers.
to address dishonest. Wow. Coming from a politician that was fired, sorry, left and resigned under dodgy circumstance in terms of the advice that she was given on stamp duty, that's quite a statement.
Look, I'm a very busy woman. I've got to write my hero's journey book. So I'm going to leave now, because I think actually I've got a feeling that you're probably part of the far right adjacent, which isn't a particular surprise, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm going to do a lovely speech at Property Market 1. I cannot wait to do it. And I cannot wait to finish doing it and come back to my constituents who I defo care about. So thanks very much for the interview.
With the money. And let me ask you just one final question. If Keir Starmer is deposed after the May elections, which it looks like he probably will be, given his performance, which seems to get worse and worse, more and more hapless as every day goes by, you're being trailed as the next Prime Minister of Great Britain. So if you are Prime Minister by the time of the Propertymark 1, by the way, Propertymark 1 conference, will you still show up?
Listen, I don't have any plans to become the Prime Minister.
Don't you?
I do not want to become the Prime Minister. I am quite happy where I am, just sitting in the back benches. I may go to the front bench. I may, if there's a change of the guard, I may be part of that again, which is absolutely brilliant, and I can do that. But I don't have it. Listen, I have committed.
If there was a vacancy tomorrow, Angela, you wouldn't jump at the chance of being the leader of the Labour Party and Prime Minister, despite the fact that the rumour is that you've raised a load of money to do so and have been promising other Labour frontbenchers jobs in your cabinet if you were PM.
Oh, just between you and me, if somebody offered it, I'd be at it like a ferret up a drain pipe. Don't worry about it, but don't put that in. Don't put that in.
Do you know what?
No, I'm not interested.
I promise I'll cut that bit out.
Yeah, do.
So definitely not interested. So we won't see Angela Rayner Prime Minister. Thank God. Angela, thank you very much indeed. I'll let you go back to your dance floor or whatever it is that you're doing there in Ibiza. I appreciate it very much. And I will see you at Property Mark 1. I'll be in the crowd. I'll be the one shouting and heckling, by the way. Angela Rayner.
Property Market 1. We'll get on the decks. We'll do something.
Well, there's always an after party. I suspect you'll go down very, very well at that after party. So look forward to seeing you there. Angela Rayner MP, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Nice one.